Opening a business bank account in Hong Kong as a foreign entrepreneur? Yeah, it's tougher than you'd think. A lot of people assume going with a big traditional bank would be easy, but they hit wall after wall with demands and red tape. I'm Angel from AirCorp, and today we're breaking down why these banks make it so hard, what you're actually signing up for, and what other options exist if you're running a business from abroad. Let's dive in. Here's the thing. It wasn't always like this. Years ago, you could walk into pretty much any Hong Kong bank and set up a business account without much hassle. Just bring your docs and you're good. But after 2001, everything shifted. Global regulations got way stricter to fight money laundering, terrorism financing, and tax dodging. Hong Kong banks had to follow suit, which meant more paperwork, tougher screening, and making non-residents come in for face-to-face meetings. Now, traditional banks want proof that your business has real ties to Hong Kong or China. Think local customers, suppliers, or staff actually based there. Running an online business with clients overseas and no local presence? Most traditional banks will just turn you down. And even if you tick all their boxes, you still have to fly to Hong Kong for in-person meetings, with zero guarantee they'll approve you. Then you wait weeks, sometimes months, just to possibly get rejected anyway. Ever heard of de-risking? That's the real reason traditional banks are so hesitant to work with smaller foreign-owned businesses, even when they're legally registered in Hong Kong. Banks basically do a cost-benefit analysis on every application. They weigh compliance costs against how much money they'll make from your account. For foreign entrepreneurs, this creates two big problems. First, banks can't easily gauge how big your business is, so they don't know if you'll be profitable for them. To hedge their bets, they slap on high fees and demand you keep large minimum balances. So even if you get approved, the cost can be ridiculous. Second, when your directors and shareholders are foreigners living outside Hong Kong, it raises red flags. Banks start wondering why someone abroad would operate through a Hong Kong company. That means more monitoring, more compliance work, and more cost for them. Without knowing if you'll bring in enough revenue, you become a liability they'd rather avoid. Banks also want to see real business substance, actual operations, customers, suppliers, or employees in Hong Kong. If you're like most foreign entrepreneurs just setting up shop without a local footprint, you probably can't show them that. Bottom line, traditional banks would rather just reject you than deal with the headache. It's simpler to say no to non-resident business owners. Then there's the paperwork nightmare. Sure, you need the basics. Company documents, ID, proof of business activity, that's standard anywhere. We've covered those essentials in other videos, so check the description for those. But here's where traditional banks really pile it on. They often want extra documentation from foreign applicants. You might need personal bank statements or detailed proof of where your money comes from. They want to trace your funds and understand how you'll use the account. As a foreigner, some banks might also require your documents to be certified by a notary or lawyer. Think official stamps, seals, signatures. That means more time, more money, and more waiting around. But here's the good news. Over the last 5 years, the landscape has completely changed. A whole new generation of alternatives to traditional banks has emerged and developed in Hong Kong. These alternatives offer fully online remote account opening, no flights to Hong Kong required. And the range of services they provide is often more developed and better suited to international businesses than what traditional banks offer. For business accounts that let you send and receive payments in multiple currencies from all over the world, you've got options like AirWallex, Aspire, Wise, or Payoneer. If you're an online seller looking for payment gateway solutions, you can check out AirWallex, PayPal, Stripe, or Wise again. But what's really exciting is that more and more financial institutions from mainland China are now joining the rush to develop payment solutions specifically for international businesses. You might not know them yet, but they're already big, sometimes huge companies. Think Ocean Payments, Ping Pong, or RD Technology. The bottom line? All this innovation has created well-deserved competition with traditional banks and given international businesses a lot of options to choose from. And here's why this matters to us. At Air Corporate, we know there's no point helping you set up your company if we can't also help you get an account that actually matches your needs. That's why we stay on top of all these options and guide our clients to the solutions that work best for their specific situation. Thanks for watching.